Que fechou, Chico.
Quiet on the set. Quiet, please. First positions, please. Rolling action.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Director's Cut.
Cut.
Cut, action.
Cut.
Cut.
I'm here with Dr. Subhani
Hello, Marco.
and Catherine
Hi, everyone.
and Spanish Pod intern Bryant.
Hello.
Hey, Brian.
All right, so today we're all together because we're going to be talking about one of the most probably famous and popular sagas or franchises up to date, Harry Potter.
Do.
All right, so Harry Potter, it started with 6-7 years ago?
Oh, more than that, I think.
Like 10 years ago,
It started maybe
No,
10,
probably 8 years ago.
8 years ago with the books, right?
Right.
All these,
Yeah.
the series of children's books that was just
was 8 years
so
ago.
popular.
And so they started with the books, and this girl, the author is from England, and it became really popular. I've never seen people so, and especially children, so anxious to read. I mean, they were waiting outside bookstores for the sequels, and it was an amazing phenomenon. So now we're going to be looking at Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This is the 6th movie.
All right, so not only are there 7 books, but there are going to be in total 7 movies, and they've already done 6 of them.
Right.
Right, and so the first one, they're all kind of preteen, kind of awkward. They're at the school for the first time, and then you kind of follow them along. And this last one is, well, we all have different opinions on it, but
All right.
let's hear who liked the movie.
All right. Hulan, did you like it?
I thought the first two were well made and well presented because the whole idea seemed new.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone liked it. Everyone wanted to see it. It was one of the most
Magic was
anticipated-
in.
Yeah, it was one of the most anticipated movies. But I think now it's getting a bit tiring. But
Yeah, I think after 6.
I didn't like the new
you're-
one, just in case anyone wants to do it.
Okay, you didn't like it. What about
That
you,
was the
Bray?
question.
I liked certain elements about the new one, and mostly the last ones I've always liked more than the whole movie, just certain elements and certain things that are happening.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Catherine?
I didn't like it. I thought it was filler. Filler is like something that you make to keep make a place between the last one and the next one. So this is kind of like, oh, we have to make a movie, but the really exciting movie is going to be number 7.
All right.
And so I just thought it was so boring.
So you can kind of skip it and just read the summary.
Well, you can't skip it. There's a very important thing that happens, but that's the only important thing. And there's no real, there's no real climax. There's no real event at the
Ending.
end of the movie. It's just like,
exactly.
oh, and then we're back at school.
All right. So just to give you the synopsis of the movie, Voldemort is tightening his grip on both the Muggle world and the wizards at Hogwarts. Hogwarts is the school, right?
Yeah.
Hogwarts is the school. Muggles are the human beings. They're not magical, and wizards are everyone else.
So Harry Potter is kind of reluctant to go back to Hogwarts because of what happened in the previous movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's kind of afraid. He doesn't really know who to trust, but he discovers a book, right? This book of the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah. That's
Right,
when he
and
gets
I
back to
think
school.
it's a diary, is it not? No, it's
No,
more
it's
like a book.
it's a chemistry
It's
book,
a
but it has
chemistry book.
corrections
It has
that
spells in it, yeah.
that somebody made because there are certain potions that give certain directions, but they are not so accurate. So they have corrections and certain new spells as well.
I guess he
And all the
improvised.
answers to the questions in
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
And so he becomes the star of this new class.
Yeah.
So he just
Okay.
improvises on the older spells.
So he's just stealing spells.
Yeah.
Right, but he doesn't know who the Half-Blood Prince is because there's no other name. So
Yeah.
this is the mystery in the movie, right?
He's
We want to
supposed to be
discover who this
evil.
is.
But in the
Supposed to
end,
be
you
evil,
do see
very
who it
evil.
is.
All right, and another new element to the movie is that, there's love in the air.
Yeah.
Well, not only are people getting more, things are getting more dangerous,
they're
but people are
growing
also
up.
getting more mature, and
They're
they're
growing
starting
up.
to have relationships.
So they're not these little 12-year-olds like they were 8 years ago. Now they're almost adults.
They're like pimply teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, this was one of the biggest controversies in the movie is that people complained in the scene where they're drinking beer.
Really?
And yeah, because, it's a kid's movie and, children are watching it and they're saying, how can, it's like having a Disney movie where people are drinking
yeah,
beer.
obviously it's not a good message to send across. So.
You could just say it's ginger beer, which is non-alcoholic.
It's non-alcoholic beer.
Or magic beer.
Magic beer. They magically take out the alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So,
One of the things that is that they are supposed to be younger. Like in the movies, each time they're only supposed to age 1 year. So
Right.
like right now they're supposed to be 16, but they're actually all 20.
They look like they're 20 as
They
well.
do. Well, that's
No,
part of
they
the problem.
are because
It takes 2-3 years to make a movie.
yeah, no, they actually are 20 because one of the things is that I read about the main actor of Harry Potter, and he was born the exact same day as I was.
Really?
Ah,
Same
okay.
year.
Yeah, the same year, exact same
Oh.
day.
So you're the same age, and every time a movie comes out, he's another 2 years older. But in the book, he's only supposed to be like
Yeah.
a year older. So
in the book, he's supposed to be right now like 16 or 17.
okay.
Well, do you think when the next movie comes out, Part 7, will it be the end of Harry Potter? Will we not see him again? Or do you think they're going to come out with like...
They're supposed to have 2 movies to divide the last book.
So we're going to have, out of 6 books, we're going to have 9 movies.
Out of 7 books.
7 books, we're going to have 9 movies.
8 movies.
8 movies.
Well, and the thing is, J.K. Rowling, the author, made so much money. How could someone not want to make more money? You know,
Obviously, it makes sense to make more movies.
But it's like, for
Right.
example, Lord of the Rings, they did it, the 3 books they did it in 3 movies.
but Tolkien's dead. You know, like it makes me think of Sherlock Holmes, the author of Sherlock Holmes. He, in one story, killed Sherlock Holmes. He said, "That's it. I don't want to write Sherlock Holmes stories anymore." People were so upset that they
Yeah.
made him bring Sherlock Holmes back to life, and then he had to write a number of new stories. And so I think something similar might happen with Harry
That's
Potter,
like
where you have
that-
them revival.
So that people didn't know, they're also working on a Sherlock Holmes movie.
Yeah,
They are. Yeah, I
so
heard about
come
that.
That's going to be
soon.
interesting.
I'm kind of excited. I like Guy Ritchie, who is directing it.
All right. So so what do you think will happen in Part 7? Well, we obviously know, right? The book has been released. We know how it ends, right?
Yeah, are we allowed to talk about that on the show?
Well, let's not spoil it, but if you hadn't, or if you don't know how the saga ends, what do you think would happen after this?
I don't know.
Or in the
There's going to
next
be a
part?
showdown with the one who must not be named.
Do you think Harry Potter can get killed?
I think so.
I
he should
think
die.
if he does, it's going to have something to do with the whole phoenix rising from the ashes. All of this death is not going to be permanent.
He's gonna live on.
He's also
Yeah.
kind of a Jesus figure, if you want to go there. I don't know if you want to go there.
Yeah, it could
but
be.
he's got this scar. He's the chosen one. He's
Yeah.
recognized as being special. So if you're thinking about this as being kind of a Jesus story, then yes, he's probably going to die and come back to life.
And yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna come back.
it's kind of like
I
all
don't
of
think so.
all of these franchise.
Have you read the
movies.
books?
No.
No.
But we're talking about like out of the book, just what we think is
Right.
going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think the studio will allow them to kill Harry Potter. I think it would be too upsetting for children.
But I haven't read the books to be honest, but I don't think that the studios would accept a completely different story from the books because people go crazy. You know, people love the books, and so if you change the books too much, they get really angry.
That's true.
And I once read that I think it was Stephen King that sent a letter to the author like saying, "Don't kill Harry Potter."
Really?
Yeah,
Stephen
but
King
it was
was a fan?
before they released the last one.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm not much of a Harry Potter fan. I've actually haven't watched all of the movies. I think I watched something about the cup of fire or something.
Goblet of Fire.
The Goblet of Fire. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was interesting. I liked the scene where they're flying in their brooms and having like battles in the stadium. That was kind of cool. They're like fighting a dragon
Quidditch?
or whatever.
Yeah, the game of Quidditch.
Yeah. See, you guys are nerds about this
No,
stuff.
it just
No,
that
I'm
they
actually not a
do
huge
it,
fan
yeah.
either, but you know, you watch 6 movies, they're all the same.
They
So
play
you
Quidditch
learn
in
the
pretty much
words.
every movie. They play Quidditch in every movie. Almost
Okay,
every movie.
tell me a spell.
And there's some
Expecto Patronus.
Ah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe I didn't say that.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah.
Or Leviosa, yeah.
Wow.
It was in the
Bombarda.
first movie. It was in the first
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, Bombarda.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Bombarda.
What is the one that you can kill a person by?
Abracadabra.
No,
No.
it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's Abracadabra or something.
Was
like
it? Is it that lame?
Yeah, because there's a spell that
Avada Kedavra. That's it.
yeah, there's a spell that you can, or you just wave the wand, the person dies.
And there's another one where you can torture someone. It's called Cruxio.
Cruxio.
Oh, like Cruxio.
Wow, I wonder where she gets these words from. Like, they kind of sound Latin.
I think she's
Yeah.
kind of
I guess.
ooh, stunning.
I guess one of the writers.
She's
is
fiddling
Spanish.
with Latin.
Yeah.
So she's taking Latin words and she's kind of like morphing them.
mixing them around.
One of the writers might be of Spanish origin.
Maybe. All right, so Gulam, in 3 adjectives, how would you describe the movie?
Dark. Intriguing.
Okay.
Quite fast, I would say.
Fast.
Yeah.
Fast-paced,
Yeah,
okay.
Fast paced. Yeah.
What about you, Bryant?
twisted.
Twisted. Wow.
Well, yeah, in the sense that it's like in the first movie and all of them, you don't really know what to expect of this teacher.
Professor Snake.
Yes,
Snape.
Professor Snape.
Snape.
You don't know what to expect of Professor Snape. Like in the first one, you think maybe he's evil, and then so on. You don't really know. You think he's good again, but then he's bad, and then
He's
in
good,
the end, he
uh,
looks like he's gonna be good again. So it's like,
So
all the
maybe
time
like
turning around.
twisted and confusing.
Yes, confusing. as
What
well.
else? One more.
And I would say it was a little bit monotonous. Yes, monotonous.
It was monotonous.
Yes.
So that's like. How would you
It's all the
explain
same.
monotonous?
It's the
It's
same
all the
Mono,
movie.
mono
What do you
means the
expect?
same, so it's pretty much saying that it's the same thing over and over
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like you don't get anything like really thrills you in the whole movie. It's like it doesn't really get to any high point where you're like, whoa.
That was
Well, you've
amazing.
pretty much seen
Yeah.
most of it in the
Yeah.
earlier movies, so there's not
Alright.
much new to
And
offer.
what about you, Catherine?
I'm going to be mean here. I'm gonna
All
say
right. Ooh.
boring.
Wow. All right. So what grade would you give this movie?
Okay, it's pretty. I like the snow scene when they're outside in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Ron's parents' house, that scene with the big circle, the magic circle. So it's pretty. So for that reason, I give it a C.
Okay, a C. Wow, that's still pretty bad. What about you?
It's average.
Yeah, it's like almost below average. What do you give it?
I would give it an average then. I don't know, like a B minus or something.
B minus. All right, that's generous. What about you, Gulam?
I would go with the B minus. It's not something you might want to miss, or you rather watch it. It's worth the money, I would say. It's worth paying for the ticket.
You have to see what happens if you
Yeah.
want to see the next one. And I want to see the next one, so I don't regret seeing it. I agree with Gulam on that
I guess
point.
maybe because I paid, I think it's worth watching
You,
now. But
you saw it in the movie theater.
yeah, I saw it.
All right, so it's worth the $7 or $10 or whatever that it costs to go to the
I would
movie
not say
theater.
I would say it's not a waste of money, though. I'd say.
All right.
It's money well spent.
Well, and if you haven't watched it, maybe you can wait until the DVD comes out. Maybe it's like $5 or something like that. All right, guys. So that's all for today. If you have any suggestions, any comments, or any observations about this show, or if you have any movies you would like to analyze, please send us an email at englishpod@praxislanguage.com or visit our website at englishpod.com. Thank you,
we look
guys.
forward to hearing from you on the site, and definitely post your opinions.
Yeah.
Because ours are not the correct opinions. That's the nice thing about opinions. Everyone has their own. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you guys there.
Oh,
Fact.
and one thing, if by any chance Emma Watson or somebody that knows her is listening, then she should know that I really have a crush on her.
You're a big fan. All right.
Aww.
Just a huge
Puppy
crush.
love.
I hope maybe she is listening. She can come to the website I think she's English. so
She is a native English speaker. I think she's okay.
people,
Damn.
I'm not encouraging spammers to create fake profiles and stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you there.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.
All right, bye everyone.